good. So we'll get to how the car came to sound that way. That was with the SLP exhaust, but right now the Mach 1 only had the Flowmaster exhaust and the BBK catted X pipe. And now that I had my own house and my own garage, I was really excited to work on the car a little bit more, and I was ready to swap that exhaust over. My twin brother's Mach 1 has the SLP exhaust, and it sounds so good, and I was actually quite jealous of how good it sounded compared to mine. So I decided that I would list the Flowmasters for sale, and I would buy an SLP catback, and then I would sell the Flowmasters to help pay for it. And the nice thing was, somebody on the Mach 1 registry had taken an SLP catback, complete catback, and they were selling it for $180 shipped across the country to me. And so I couldn't turn that deal down. They had bought a Borla Stinger catback, which I like as well. And those are really nice and throaty. I have the Stinger catback on both of my Terminator Cobras. But anyway, you can see this Flowmaster kit was pretty nice. And I was able to cut it off with a Sawzall because it was welded in just before the mufflers where they go up over the axle, and a good place where someone could have them welded back on easily. And I was able to get this exhaust off and sell it, and basically break even for getting the SLP exhaust. And I would have a few SLP catbacks over the years and have them on my Bullet and stuff. But anyway, I started working on getting that kit installed in the car, and I had the SLP loudmouth 1s. There are a difference between the 1s and 2s. These are the resonators. They're kind of like the mufflers. They're where the mufflers would be, but you can see the one on the top's a little bit fatter than the one on the bottom, and this is a better way to look at it. You can see the darker, more used ones. Those are the 1s, the loudmouth 1s, and you can see that they're kind of longer and skinnier than the fatter, shiny ones, which would be the loudmouth 2s in this picture. So I had both. I tried them both out, and I like the 1s so much that I sold the 2s and bought another set of the 1s for my Bullet. So I had actually bought a complete brand new loudmouth 2 catback, which you see here. It was actually used for like 300 miles, and then the guy had sold it. So I got this for the Bullet, but then I swapped the resonators out and put 1s in it too. You can see how fat those are, but it was a nice brand new catback for the Bullet. Now, I didn't have the Bullet yet. This is a later picture of when I had the Bullet and the new catback, but I just wanted to show what the catback looked like and talk about how I had swapped these back and forth between the Mach 1 and the Bullet. But just as the story goes right now, I didn't have the Bullet yet. I just had the catback exhaust, and so I installed it in my garage, and I did a before and after video here of the Flowmasters and the SLP. So the Flowmasters are first, and then I go out and do some driving around videos with the loudmouth 1 catback and the BBK catted X pipe. So that came out really good, and the sound is really good here. Oh, and by the way, I have these Y2K Cobra R wheels on my Bullet in this picture, but I also have them on the Mach 1 for all these videos. For drive-bys, I was just using up those tires. They were on my V6. a comparison between my brother's red Mach 1 that had an off-road X pipe and SLP loudmouth 1, which would be basically no catalytic converters, and the SLP catback, and my blue Mach 1 has the same SLP catback, but the X pipe is not off-road. It has 2 high-flow cats. Now that's more like it. Car sounds just how it should. Absolutely wonderful, loud, aggressive, not kind of choked up and quiet as I feel the Flowmasters are. So I think that the SLP really lets you hear that beautiful 4.6 liter, and it sounds so good on this car. And you know, the 2 valves, the GTs, the Bullet, you know, they all sound very similar with the SLP exhaust too. The 4.6 is such a good sounding engine. But anyway, you can see beautiful Mach 1, enjoying it. I'm absolutely loving the car. At this point, still a lot more to come, so stay tuned for the next update video. The next part of the story about this blue Mach 1, but this is where I was, and that's how I got to getting it to sound the way that I think it should sound. So I really had fun going out and making those videos. It was just something fun to do with my brother and my friends. We all get together and do stuff with our cars and then go out and test them out and listen to them, and it's just really fun. If you notice that area where we were, that's where I have a lot of footage with the Bullet and the other videos and stuff. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for the next part of the series. And if you haven't caught the other parts, go back and watch them if you like, and stay tuned for more Mustang content.